and welcome to episode 47 of Ryan and Robin Wrexham, where today we do actually have the chance to win the Premier League. It's not going to be easy, we need other teams to drop points, but it is feasible. If we have a look at how we've done overall, we had a pretty dodgy middle period of the season with lots of draws, but overall we've had a lot of wins as well. In the Champions League, we got to the semi-final before being knocked out by Milan, 2-0 in the first leg, 1-0 in the second, and then we won the Carabao Cup as we beat, was it Newcastle? Where is it? There's the semi-final. There's the final. Tottenham we beat 3-2. They are the ones that we need to drop points to win the league. And we actually beat them recently with 2 late goals to turn it around from 1-0 down. And they also missed a penalty with Bazunu making a save from that. So that is hopefully a sign that we're going to win. Because, you know, Bazunu didn't need to save that penalty according to FM. But he did. So maybe we have a chance. It's not going to be easy. But we have to beat Fulham and Southampton. Spurs have Watford and Fulham. So very slightly more difficult than ours. And Liverpool have Wolves, who are 19th, so they'll probably win. So we really do need to win both games to have much of a chance. So for game 1 of 2, we've gone with our strongest 11 possible. Perhaps the only players that aren't quite as good are Allsop and Olmos, but they're still very useful players to have. So let's head straight into this game. Right, let's see what we have as our options today. I want to pick, we've done well recently, so keep the boys motivated. Was the last time we were playing against Bournemouth and we won 4-0. Could have won 5-0 if Simoes hadn't missed a penalty really badly. Yeah, unfortunately, not every team we play is on that level. But we are ahead early. Simoes making up for that penalty missed in the last game with an early header. Good finish from him. Where are the other games? So Tottenham play later. That's the one to watch out for. We can't really do it while we're playing here, but we are in a good position. 2-0 up. 15 minutes gone. Looking pretty comfortable. I think it's often the way of FM saves is that you start the season well and then finish it well, but the middle period is just a bit too inconsistent. So it is difficult to win the Premier League on this Football Manager. But we're very close in terms of points to the top. So I reckon if we don't win it this season, next season could be our year, particularly because we don't need to focus too much on Champions League anymore. I don't even know how the physics worked on that. Looked like it was going in the far corner, then it suddenly shot towards the near corner, and then looked like it had jumped up massively and was heading towards the bar. Anyway, no goal from that anyway, but just said anyway twice in one sentence. What is happening to me? I'm getting caught up in all this excitement ahead of the end of the season. Camavinga, I thought he was going to shoot there. A nice position on the edge of the box. Amstein into Allsop. Very glad I signed Amstein. I wasn't really intending to. I just saw he was suddenly very cheap and was pretty happy when it turned out he actually was growing pretty quickly. And Avellino puts us 3-0 up with 20 minutes gone. I don't know. I suppose we won't see much on the table, but it doesn't look like Liverpool are playing because of... Oh yeah, of course they've already played. But we're looking pretty comfortable at this point. It's hard to know what we need to do, but we hope that Spurs drop points to someone. I think Watford is much more likely than Fulham, but judging on how Fulham are playing here. But who knows? Who knows? Just a draw for them would be nice. Amstein looked like he'd slightly overhit that, but Manole is very, very quick and he's managed to catch that. And Avellino continues his good end of season form, putting his second goal of the game in. And it's now 4-0 after 27 minutes. I mean, 4 goals from 5 shots on target and 1.63 xG is very, very unusual. But you know, if we can be like this a bit more often, because usually we deserve to win more games than we do, and then get annoyed because our xG is very high and we don't score. We're only something like 7th in terms of goals scored in the league, I think. Whereas for goals conceded, we're usually 1st or 2nd. And yeah, I don't know quite why that happens. We've got a very, very good forward line. Perhaps the right-hand side isn't as good as the left or the striker position, but you know, it's sometimes a bit frustrating. Well done, lads. That's good. Good first half. Hopefully, no complacency. Keep the goal difference up. That would be good. No real results that impact us in any way at this point, given there aren't really any of the 2 teams that we care about playing. Just imagine if United had beaten Spurs rather than drawn with them, we'd have had a very interesting end of season sort of shootout where it's just a case of who can get the better goal difference. And Dodera has pulled back one for Fulham, someone I've looked at various points of the save as a possibility for a signing. I think that ship has now sailed, but hopefully not a sign that they're starting to come back into it and we've lost our way. We need to keep making sure that we are well out of reach for this Fulham team. Yervolino in behind, good save from Rodak. Perhaps he should have gone more into the corner there, Yervolino. Samoy's into the box. Allsop trying to get there, can't get his header into a dangerous area of the goal. Harrison. Great ball from Dodera into Patterson, who first times it. A very weird choice, that one from him, but I'm not complaining. I think Bazunu will be very happy that he's been able to collect that without too much of a problem. Let's get Leclerc on. Oh no, maybe we'll do. We're actually going to do Driscoll French, and we'll get Camavinga into that position. Yervolino can come off for Garnier. A very good performance from him today. Oh, I thought that was good. Just as well that it wasn't, and now we'll get Olmos off for Weaver. I think I might end up selling Weaver this summer. If he does stay, it'll be because of registration, I think. But he's not quite on the same level as he was at the start of the season. And I think we've got Dylan Windsor on loan at Besiktas, I want to say. He looks very good, and I reckon he has more potential than Weaver anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. It might be that no one comes in for Weaver, in which case I'll happily keep him. He's not a bad player at all. We are now sitting top of the league, but we need Spurs to drop points. I don't know quite what time they'll be playing. I'm probably so 7:45. Well done to Manole. Interest in Stanijevic and Yervolino from Liverpool and United respectively, but I don't think we're going to be letting you get away with that. Let's see, can we get a good result from this Spurs game? You can see how slowly my game runs. That it's just got too many leagues. Wow, it was 2-2 in extra time, and then Arsenal scored 4 times with no injuries for City. That's a little bit crazy. Tottenham won in the end. 1-0 with a Suarez goal. Let's hope that they'll draw on the last day of the season and we can get a win. Here we go then. It's the last game of the season. We're 1 point behind Spurs, 1 point ahead of Liverpool, and we really do need Fulham, who we've just smashed, to do something special for us. And of course we need to do our own stuff and win here. But this could be a humongous day in the history of Wrexham, or it could be a greatly disappointing day, but it's a good start for us. Olmos putting us ahead with Simoes setting him up. Where is the game that we need to keep a close eye on? It's this one, predominantly. A few goals going in early elsewhere, and Tottenham are now in the lead against Fulham with Harry Kane getting the early goal. And that probably will be that. I think what you really need is Fulham to get an early goal and then just sit back. But it looks like that's not happened. Need Dodera, the guy who, we've considered at various points bringing in. He's been an almost Wrexham player a few times. Need him to do what he did against us in that last game and get a goal, and then I just need Fulham to not concede many other goals, because I suspect they will concede at least one more, but who knows. Liverpool now in the lead against Wolves, so all three of the top three winning 1-0 at this stage of the game. Yervolino on the edge of the box though. Oh, it's a good free kick. I think it hit the bar, or maybe Gurbic got a hand to it. Yeah, must have done. But Yervolino, he went from 15 to 16 free kicks, and ever since, I basically never saw free kicks. And as soon as he got to 16, we see it pretty much every game, he gets at least one. Clearly makes a big difference. Yervolino's forced out wide, but can he do something with it? He goes for an unusual pass to Warburton, but does find him. Manole, cut it back. Oh, I should have cut it back for, I think it was Stanijevic. Or maybe I think it was actually Olmos, number 17. Hujarat just over the bar with his header. I do like that some big teams are missing out on top four though, like United. There are probably some players we could get from there. Players are confident. Liverpool still winning 1-0, Tottenham winning 1-0. Moyes into there, and somehow he put it in the mixer, and somehow we didn't end up getting a goal from that. Oh wow, so Tottenham went 2-0 up, and then Fulham came back to 2-1 almost instantly, so I didn't even see Tottenham go 2-0 up. But just need Fulham to do a bit more, one more goal and hold on. Why is our team so tired? We've had a whole week off, and I don't really understand what's going on there. Oh, that's a brilliant, brilliant goal. Moyes finding Stanijevic beautifully, and yeah, it's been very, very good. That build-up play. Come on, Fulham, come on. I don't know really what subs to make. Perhaps some defensive ones, because we don't want to slip up due to just players being tired at the back. So I'm going to get Beltran and Marcos on, and then perhaps we'll get Gary Weaver on the right hand side here. Stanijevic into Gabriel Marcos, and Yervolino's header just wide of the goal. Come on, Fulham, you're so close. We're one goal away from the Premier League title, potentially. Come on, Fulham. Oh, please, please do it for me. Missing out by 1 point would be absolute heartbreak. Oh, it's 3-1. And that'll be that then. That will definitely be that. Unlucky, lads. Wasn't our day in the end. We were so close to winning the Premier League, and obviously it's a bit gutting not to win, but a good chance for us to come back next season and hopefully get the sort of result that a bit more consistency into our game and make sure that we can win the league. That's probably a pretty low points total for modern day. But I guess that just shows that everyone slipped up at various points of the season, and we were literally 1 point away. 1 point. I think was there 1 goal difference between us in the end? Must have been. Yeah, 1 goal difference between us in the end. So literally, if we'd had 1 more point from any game, that Brighton 0-0, that Everton 0-0. It's really just probably the first half of the season was probably where the problems came, because we started badly. 2-0 loss to Leicester, 2-0 loss to Southampton. Difficult, but we've been in pretty good form in the latter part of the season, with bar a few games, and it's a shame not to win the league, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Here is our season review then, 29-30 season. Just the 2 signings this year. Board were content with both. I think Hydrat did improve a bit in the end, because he wasn't getting good ratings to start with, but now seems to be doing pretty well. Anyway, so let's continue on through. We won the UEFA Super Cup, 2nd in the Premier League. So close, so close. Got to the semi-final of the Champions League, where we were knocked out by Milan. This was our run. Got quite lucky with the draws, I think. We didn't really face anyone amazing, and even Milan probably were the easier option we had in the semi-final. The FA Cup, we were knocked out by Newcastle 1-0 in the 4th round, or quarter-final rather. And then Carabao Cup, we won with wins against Oldham Athletic, Manchester City, Bournemouth, semi-final victory over Manchester United, and a final victory against Tottenham. So our biggest win was 6-0 against Bournemouth in the first part of the season, with 2 goals from Samoyas, a hat-trick from Iovelino and a goal from Weaver. Match to remember was that game where we came back. That's fair enough. Just a shame it didn't win us the league. Bazunu was so close to being pivotal. Goal of the season was Iovelino against Chelsea. I do not remember that goal, but I'm sure it was a good one. Lots more money from sponsorship, worldwide reputation still. Broadcast revenue's down. I wonder if that's because of the Champions League, maybe. Corporate hospitality's up. Competition prize money's down because we haven't got Champions League win. And matchday commercial is up. And the top player sales, or shirt sales, are Warburton, Iovelino, Samoyas, Manole and Camavinga. I'd say that's pretty fair. I mean, I don't know if you'd usually get a left back being your top sale, but I think if there's any left back in the world that deserves it, it's Drew. Manole had a really good season. 5 goals, 10 assists, often playing at right back, sometimes playing in midfield. That's impressive. Well done, lad. Player of the season for the fans was Iovelino. Samoyas was young player of the season. Signing of the season was Marcos. Interesting. Bazunu just about got the clean sheets record. He beat Conor O'Malley out, who had 28. Top goal scorer was Iovelino with 29 goals. Samoyas got 13 assists. Player of the match awards was Iovelino. Highest average rating was Samoyas. And I think it was actually Weaver before the final game. So Samoyas must have just... he did have a good last game, so I guess that must be why he's leapfrogged him. Hydrat had the most passes completed per 90. We did very well this season. Shame we didn't get any more exciting trophies. Last year we got the FA Cup. Last year we got the Champions League. But we have never finished higher in the Premier League. It feels like we're 1 or 2 signings away and a bit more consistency away from winning the league. So we know what we're doing. Just a shame because actually we lost fewer games last season, and we scored fewer this season, but then we also conceded fewer. So keep the defence at the level that it is and try and improve going forward in terms of goals. Samoyas has got the PFA Young Player of the Year with 19 goal contributions in 30 Premier League games. And Bazunu was 2nd in the Golden Glove. Well, 21 clean sheets for Alisson. That's pretty impressive. Only 22 goals conceded all season. And then in the Team of the Year we had Warburton, Manole and Camavinga. I'm surprised that Samoyas isn't there, given he's got Young Player of the Year, but fair enough. Looks like we're getting a new stadium, costing £61 million. And that will give us 30.5 thousand. That's not amazing, is it? What's our current club info? Facilities. So it's 10,000 seats more. Hopefully with an expansion capacity higher. Can I do anything with the stadium? No. I mean, I hope we can expand that beyond 30,000. I mean, it'll obviously be good to have a bigger stadium, but, you know, would be a shame not to make the most of it. Who's Salah wanted by Valencia, so I guess he's not quite at top level anymore. I do want to get Courtois. He's 38, but look at these stats, really, really good. Unfortunately, he has no interest whatsoever, which is a bit sad. And who's this on the loan list? Even Valencia, not particularly interested. Jake Williams got relegated with Inverness. I think it was probably a level too high for him, but he does have interest in extending it. But no, I don't think we'll send him back there, given that he's not really had the success we were hoping for. That is unbelievably harsh from Liverpool, sacking Guardiola. And they expected that Pochettino is going to take over. I wonder who is Tottenham's manager? Marco Rosa. Wow. Didn't do very well at Dortmund this year. So I'm slightly surprised that he's so good on here, but he has been good in the past, I guess. And then, yeah, transfers-wise, we're selling Karatsa. Hasn't really played a whole lot this season. Where is that? He's played 17 Premier League games, so he's played a fair bit, but I just think, you know, given he's a lot of wages, I don't know when we get that money. Do we get the money? I'm hoping we get that money on top when we get to the 1st of July. That would be very nice to top us off with a bit more wage budget and a fair bit more in our transfer budget. So if I'm looking for somewhere to improve in the team, it's probably left centre-back. Considering maybe Bastoni or Vinci from Inter Milan. And there's also Hector Murillo from Barcelona, who's 5-star, who I would love to sign, but I don't know if he's got any interest at this point, or even if he does, he will be over 100 million, so we'll see what we can do with that. Probably not going to be very easy. Perhaps right winger. Olmos is now 3.5-star, but beyond that, we don't really have any amazing right wingers. Manole can play there and is 4-star there, but I think I like him as a right back actually. And then potentially a goalkeeper, but I think only really Courtois would be of interest right now, because there aren't very many good goalkeepers in this save, and the ones that have potential are quite expensive and only about 2.5-star now, so they might take a bit of time. They also don't seem to have great aerial reach, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure, well, hopefully the next season will be our last season anyway, because we'll win the league. But we'll have to see what happens. There'll probably be at least 2 decent signings. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day.